Yes, hi, min friend, and welcome to another video, and welcome to a quick review of the movie Troll by Netflix. My dear friends, I have received some requests to watch this movie and to review it, and what wouldn't I do for my dear followers? So, of course, I watched the Netflix's Troll yesterday. It is a Norwegian film, and I have to say, I enjoyed it quite a lot, although I've got a couple of gripes with it. Now, of course, if you don't know what the Troll movie is, well, I shall tell you. However, first, I should say that this review will contain some major spoilers. So if you do not want this movie to be spoiled for you, please leave, watch it for yourselves, and come back. So, the Troll movie is basically a Norwegian attempt at a Kaiju film. That is the elevator pitch, said in a couple of seconds. I especially appreciate the fact that they took an aspect of the old European myths and legends, basically a troll, and they tried to make it, into a modern kaiju film. Now, it is something different than if we said, they are going to introduce the trolls to the modern audience the way we usually understand it. The film is not quote-unquote woke per se, as many people would think or say, because it is a sad fact of today's world that the first thing we ask before we watch a film is it woke? Unfortunately, this has been caused by the fact that many people in the mainstream entertainment industry have turned away from focusing on good storytelling and making actually good movie or a good TV show, simply the craft, and turned towards bowing down to the gods of inclusion, representation, and diversity, and pushing agendas, socio-political agendas that otherwise really wouldn't have to be included in the film if that particular story, not only of a film, but of a TV show, a video game, a book, a comic book, just had a good story with intriguing characters. Which this movie did have, as a matter of fact, but a lot of people also are comparing it to The Troll Hunter, a movie that is a bit older than this one. A couple of years back it was made, but I wouldn't really compare these two films because they are something completely different, whereas The Troll Hunter is a found footage film with a much less budget, obviously. This one is really an attempt at, it said in the movie itself, after all, the Norwegian Godzilla. Really, or the Norwegian King Kong. So what the movie is about is they basically find out that the trolls are still alive very much, that they haven't died out, and then those folk mythological legendary monsters live and are very much real. And of course, one of them is being awakened, and he threatens Norwegian and Norway and Oslo and so on and so forth. And there is a character, well, quite obviously, it is an independent female character, independent female protagonist, who is the only person who is able to help the Norwegian government, along with some other kick-ass gals and some boys, to defeat this troll and save Norway. Now, of course, we have to understand the fact that these things had to be included. The film is very diverse. For example, there's a headquarters of Norwegian military or whatever it is. And of course, that I would say that about 75% of the whole staff is female there. Now, I don't know if that's accurate or not. There might be some other people in my chat who would be able to provide me with some facts. So please do type a comment in the comment section down below if you know. But I don't think it's that much truth, isn't it? But that just doesn't matter. The truth of the matter is that the main character is a woman whose father was a folklorist. He is an academic who was very much interested in trolls and believed that they were real. Now, of course, there has to be this struggle between a child and a father, because we can't have a perfect relationship with a father in a film. So they get estranged, and this particular woman then becomes a paleontologist and an archaeologist, and she digs up dinosaurs from the earth. And the movie basically starts like there was a clear Jurassic Park ripoff when they were excavating dinosaur bones, and then of course somebody came in a helicopter and asked for help. This is a little bit of a Jurassic Park reference there, but of course the helicopter came with a request for this woman to help the government fight the troll that just popped off from the earth. Now, we can see, of course, something that I quite like, and that is the environmentalist aspect there. Because it seems at the beginning that the troll was awakened because of the wild people who want to build something in wild nature, and they want to destroy nature, and they don't respect nature, which I sympathize and empathize with, since I love nature and I hate the modern world and the machine. So that aspect I did like. Of course, in the end, we get to know that the truth is somewhere still a bit different somewhere else. And that's the fact that the family of this particular troll in question was eradicated in the past, and that he was, in fact, the troll king and was looking for his family. So for those of you who have seen it, I don't have to elaborate even further than that. Now, as far as the dialogue goes, it was very often written simplistically. There are maybe too many cliches in the script right there. In the first 5 minutes, the main character says something, "We are so close, I can feel it." And I swear, my dear friends, if I hear these words one more time in one more movie, the television goes out of the window. This is one of the most cliche, bloody lines you can write in your story. "We're so close, I can feel it." Jesus, just come up with something else. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Other than that, all right, it was a film that you don't really have to think about. I appreciated the subtle references to pop culture in general. It was clear that the writers and the director, they either enjoy the American pop culture, as far as the films go, or they are just mocking it deliberately. Now, it didn't seem to me as if they were mocking the pop culture, like Star Wars and Star Trek in particular. And even The Lord of the Rings got a little bit of a reference there. I just think that the writers and the creators were either fans, or they were trying to be funny and trying to connect with the modern audience, but did it in a little bit awkward manner. So there you go. Also, what I did appreciate very much indeed was actually the CGI, which wasn't that bad. The troll himself, he looked very decent. Now, I was surprised. For a non-American movie with absolutely, I wouldn't say it had like a billions of dollars budget, the troll looked good, the CGI looked good. Now, if you compare it to the most expensive venture into movie or TV making in the last century, as they are boasting, The Rings of Power, the CGI was 100 times better here in this troll movie. Now, the troll looked 1,000 times better than this ice troll or ice giant that Galadriel found in the cave. So that is admirable, and that is something that I absolutely 100% rate positively. So not only did the troll look good, but also the other special effects when they were, for example, do you remember the chase scene in the end? Well, that looked good as hell. So I don't really have problems with that. I do appreciate it. Now, the humor in the film, it's hit or miss. Now, it's very difficult to write humor, and you really have to know how to. You've got to be talented, and you have to be genuinely funny. And it seemed to me that the ratio of like truly funny jokes and awkward jokes in this movie was like 20 to 80 or 30 to 70. So 30% like genuinely funny, 70 a little bit cringy. Also, some people didn't like the fact that the trolls were basically made into anti-Christian creatures. I wouldn't really consider this movie to be insulting towards any religion. Now, some people are too touchy right there, and everybody is easily insulted, whether they are people or whether there are people on the left, on the right, in the middle. Whether, no matter your religion, your sex, your preferences, hobbies, your nationality, people are just snowflakes, and they are deliberately willing to be insulted just so they can claim that we are the victims. No, this movie is not insulting towards Christianity. As a matter of fact, the villainization of trolls and them being against Christianity goes as far back as Beowulf. So after the Christianization of Europe, obviously many of the texts did contain Christian elements, and some of them very much indeed, and especially then in the case of Beowulf, which is originally a pagan story, but when it was written down by Anglo-Saxon monks, it needed to contain many Christian elements. It basically needed to become a Christian text. So a bloody monk in a monastery in England could write it down. So, for example, Grendel, right there, is described as the descendant of Cain. So, there you go. So, what I did enjoy the most about this film is really the fact that it didn't insult you by claiming that it's perfect but really being bad. It was okay. It was an okay film. It was an enjoyable action film. I thoroughly enjoy and love Scandinavian films. I love Scandinavia. I love the north of Europe. And I always enjoy seeing something inspired by myths and legends that I enjoy, that at the same time doesn't insult it or doesn't treat it with disrespect. And although, even though this movie wasn't perfect, it wasn't even like very, very, very great, it was good. It was good. I do recommend you watch the film if you haven't seen it. So even people who are not that much interested in myths and legends or trolls will enjoy it for what it is. For an action flick, a Norwegian kaiju film that is really meant for everybody and anybody, of people of all ages and people of all nationalities and races, so on and so forth, yada 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 yada. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think, if you've seen the movie, if you liked it or not. I want to know all about it, and that will be all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out of here.